Comic Boom.
Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Event Leviathan number 4. I'm inclined to think this is going to be a short review. Because, wow. Well, we got the greatest detectives in the world trying to figure out who Leviathan is. This is called Event Leviathan, the point of which, 4 issues in, we're trying to discover who Leviathan is in this 6-issue series. Once again, this comic book is one long, dialogue-ridden comic. No action, all dialogue. Dialogue. Terrible dialogue, too. Same sort of Bendis style, same old dialogue. I'm astonished. It's been established in the first 3 issues that the so-called greatest detectives in the DC universe are morons. Batman's an idiot, Lois Lane's an idiot, Plastic Man's an idiot, Green Arrow's a moron, Steve Trevor's a moron. The list goes on. Robin's a moron, Damian is a moron. I mean, they're all idiots. They can't figure anything out. They sit there, they talk. They can't even take on Red Hood. Bendis has truly written these as a group of idiots. And they really are idiots. You can add that group of idiots in this issue because this issue ends by adding more detectives. The other detectives show up at the end of this issue, namely Zatanna, Elongated Man, and a bunch of others that are, doesn't really matter. John Constantine, etc. It doesn't really matter. No, not really. It's obvious, though. You can predict that their idiocy will be illustrated in issue 5. Once again, no story progression. Nothing's happening. The last issue ended with typical Bendis, a promise of something actually happening. Superman hovering above Amanda Waller. Leviathan is in front of him. And this issue starts off with Superman talking to the rest of the idiot detectives. And, of course, it's what Superman's confrontation with Leviathan is all told in a flashback. And surprise, surprise, absolutely nothing of significant happens. Leviathan just triggers a device, there's an explosion, and Superman just sort of like is emboldened, or pardon me, engulfed in energy, and he disappears, and Leviathan escapes. Nothing happens. Superman discovers nothing of significance. Amanda Waller is clearly not Leviathan. And Superman just relates what happens to the rest of the detectives, which, once again, they're not actually detecting anything. There's no sign of intelligence here. We're not being given clues. This is the problem with this run. Bendis has done, I say it again, this is not a detective story. This is not a mystery. This is a group of people acting like idiots, not connecting the dots. That's because it's written badly. There's no clues to get. They're not connecting the dots. No clues are even being planted from which the reader can look and, believe me, if there was clues, I could put them on the video for you and tell you what, this is what all the clues to who Leviathan is. There isn't much. This is the worst type of writing. The last time I read a mystery this badly put together was actually Jeff Loeb's Hush, which is actually a terribly written story, because that too is a mystery that doesn't give you anything, and it doesn't give you the information in order to resolve the mystery that Hush is in fact Thomas Elliot. In any event, I digress there, but at least with Hush, there was a lot of action with fantastic art. This here is a lot of talking heads with boring art and no action, and this is, I gotta tell you, yeah, it's written for Alex Maleev. Good job, Bendis. You gave Alex Maleev the ability to write a bunch of talking heads and boring dialogue. Thank you for making all these wonderful characters of the DC universe, these detectives. Thank you for making them idiots and accomplishing nothing 4 issues into a 6-issue series. Thank you so much. Good grief. So, there you have it. What happens here? Really nothing. There more conversations? I'm trying to think what happens. Lois Lane steals the Batmobile, and that's the other thing. I mean, Lois Lane, in an attempt to make Lois Lane intelligent, and bear in mind, Greg Rucka has actually made Lois Lane appear somewhat intelligent in the pages of that Lois Lane series. So Greg Rucka is doing a good job with Lois Lane, I think, or better than Bendis. Bendis has always written Lois like an idiot, and he continues to make her look like an idiot in this series, because here, rather than all these people working together, they're not working together. Lois Lane is following a story. She doesn't tell him what she's doing. She steals the Batmobile, and for some reason, she steals the Batmobile and a $3.2 million Aston Martin, some kind of vehicle. And then suddenly, out of the blue, Silencer shows up. She's a sniper. And what a waste of Silencer. God, it seems like every character that's in this series, I don't even want characters that I like to be in this series. This is how bad this is. Silencer shows up, and she's got Lois Lane under the sniper, and she's talking to somebody. Who the hell is Silencer talking to? I don't know. Silencer used to work for Leviathan. I thought Silencer was an independent contractor now, but I guess not. I don't know. Who's Silencer working for? I don't know. I don't care. What's Lois Lane doing? Is she trying to test a theory? What theory? Who cares? Does anybody know what's going on? Does anybody care? We're not even in the heads. We don't know what anybody's actually thinking. You got to remember that Bendis is one of those writers that he doesn't believe in thought balloons. He doesn't believe in even getting into people's heads in caption boxes. He really relies too much on the art. Alex Maleev here fails spectacularly to convey. But in defense of Alex Maleev, what's there to convey? Nothing's happening. When there's no plot to convey, what's the point of having good art when there's no plot to convey? Nothing's moving forward. We're getting dialogue written. We're getting dialogue that goes nowhere. I could go on and on. Further evidence that Bendis doesn't know these characters well. Again, that's all I got to say. This is just a rant. As a further insult, I believe a bad comic book is punished on my videos because I don't show a lot of images from it, and I'm not going to show it in here. This one doesn't deserve it. I'm following this along because I need to know who Leviathan is, because I'm a DC buff. But I got to say, this is once again a terrible issue, uninteresting. This is a must miss. A must miss. Avoid this like the plague. Nothing, literally nothing happens at all that moves us forward. No clues to who Leviathan is at all. And if I'm wrong, feel free to put the comment below and go and waste $3.99 like I did. It's up to you. No big deal. Until next time, guys. Comic Boom out.